Welcome back to Real Roots Radio. I'm so tickled to welcome my old friend Josh Williams to the program today. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing great, Daniel. How are you, my friend?
Doing well. I
Good.
appreciate you taking a break from your busy schedule to chat about all things Southern Legacy. You guys are playing in the area at SamJam at the Walnut Hills Farm Bluegrass Festival, and you guys have a brand new single out. First things first, why don't you tell folks about what was the impetus behind this new all-star band, Southern Legacy?
Well, Don and I had been talking about doing something like that together for years, and it's just, we never got the opportunity to do so with everybody's schedules or whatever's going on. But it finally, when I left Rhonda's band in, I guess it was April of 21, uh, that was kind of, I took almost a full year off, of not playing anywhere or doing anything. And then Don and I had a few conversations, and we decided to put something together. We finally figured that was the right time. And so we did. And we didn't really know exactly what we were going to do yet. I mean, we had been doing several shows by that point, here and there together using a few other guys, but it was just it's funny because we both and when we started talking about it, we both said we want Mike England. That was like just a unanimous decision between the two of us. And then we had a couple of guys that were playing, but we needed fill-ins. We couldn't get anybody, to do a full-time type of thing. We had Ron Block fill in with us at Rudy Fest one year, and afterwards he was just like, "Hey, I love this. I want to do this." And we're like, "Really?" We were kind of
You?
surprised by that. Yeah, you
Yeah.
you want to do this? And he was like, very, very appreciative about us calling him, and he said, "Man, I want to do everything you got." And we're like, "Well, we're trying to do this, would you want to be a part of it?" He said, "Absolutely." So he is a full-time member of our band, and in fact, we even, with the situation going on with Allison going back out on the road, we've even told him, if you need to do, to leave to do that, we understand. And he said, "I'm going to do that, but I'm not going to leave to do it. I don't want to leave. I want to stay here. I want to know my home's here when we get done with this." I was like, "Well, that's awesome." And then when we hired Steve uh, Thomas on the fiddle, it was just that final perfect piece to fit the puzzle. And it's just there's just been magic happening ever since. And so that brings us to this new single. Uh, this song, "The Hills of Carter County," was actually written by Jeff Walter and Mark Rossi, and they had gotten the song to Don, and Don played it for us, and we just all fell in love with it. And the funny thing is when we went in to cut it, the track was laid down with me singing a scratch vocal and Ron playing the fingerpick guitar. And something magical just happened. And in fact, the vocal that you listen to on this song is my scratch vocal. The guys wouldn't let me sing it again. They said that I nailed it the first time. So I was like, ah. But I had a lot of stuff going on in my life at that time. And, I guess I just had the feeling about it just right. In fact, went in there, I sang it the one time, and then I ended up leaving the studio that night. But it's just magical type of thing. And we all were kind of concerned at first with, releasing a slow song as our first single. But the song just it speaks for itself. I mean, it's nearly a 5 minute long song, and it doesn't feel like it. You don't even notice it's that long, you know. So uh
What about this song resonated with you and has been resonating with audiences as you've been performing it to crowds around the country?
well, I think it's something that a lot of people kind of go through. You leave the hills of the place wherever it might be that you've grown up, and you go out to make your life elsewhere. And sometimes that works out and sometimes it doesn't, thanks to COVID in my own sense. Even I moved, I lived in Nashville for 20 years, so even I've moved back to Kentucky, been back up here about 4 years now. And I mean, it's just one of those things that a lot of people deal with. And I think that's part of why it resonates. Also, us bluegrassers, especially us that travel around playing and stuff, we love the memories of the old Rudy Fest place, which is in Carter County, Kentucky, so uh, a lot of people love it for that reason alone, just having that a lot of our fans are in that area, so uh, I think that has to do with it, has quite a bit to do with it as well.
Southern Legacy is Josh Williams, Don Rigsby, Mike Anglin, Steve Thomas, and Ron Block. Collectively, nearly 200 years of experience picking bluegrass music. That's quite a resume. With all of your guys' backgrounds and your guys being such veterans, what has made you all bring in your unique experiences together to form a cohesive sound? What do you think has been the catalyst for you all being on the same page musically in Southern Legacy?
Well, I think the biggest thing is we want to keep tradition alive. That is one thing. We want to carry on the sound of the old school bands, and Flatt and Scruggs and Stanley Brothers, all of the main few that we had starting off. And then you have the continuation of the next generation, with the Bluegrass Album Band and all that kind of stuff. So we're wanting to kind of go that same route. You know what I mean? We're wanting to stay true to bluegrass itself. We just don't necessarily want to be only a bluegrass band. You know what I mean? Uh, we, I mean, with vocally and instrumentally, we have a unique type of thing where, I mean, with Ron's, uh, ability on guitar to play multiple genres. Uh, uh, I think we have the ability to bounce around a little bit, Um, and then Steve, of course, really gets and understands mainstream country because that's what he did for years, was playing on the road. He's just about played with everybody you can play with in bluegrass and country, So, uh, but there's something about when the five of us get together, our love for the music, our love for each other and respect for each other, and our love for the Lord, I think really is what holds it together and what makes the magic happen. There's everybody goes through trials and stuff. I've been through a lot. And I know Steve has as well. And Don, I mean, we all have in a, one way or another. And I think uh, we all found that kindred spirit, being together.
It was great seeing Southern Legacy this past summer at Spirit in the Bluegrass near Lexington, Kentucky. You guys are back at the SamJam Bluegrass Festival Labor Day weekend. You guys help headline that Friday night of the SamJam Bluegrass Festival. What makes the festivals that Sammy Carr and Rick Green put on with Spirit in the Bluegrass and SamJam so special?
Well, we love those guys, first off, Sam and Rick are both great dudes. Worked with them a bunch over the years. Got to know them well over the years. And uh, everybody that works for them, they just do their best to try to get do the best they can to make the best festival for people. And we just love playing anyway, and then the people that come there are always so happy and so energetic to see us and all that, and it just means a lot, so uh there's just a lot of good people involved in all of those things that go on like that with those guys, and we sure do appreciate them. We appreciate them having us at uh Spirit of the Bluegrass, and we're really looking forward to being back at SamJam. It's been a few years since I've got to be there, so I'm looking forward to it.
It's the 10th anniversary of SamJam. Hard to believe,
That's
isn't it?
crazy. That's crazy.
SamJam 10's coming up Labor Day weekend at the Pike County Fairgrounds in Piketon, Ohio. It's going to be a ton of fun. Southern Legacy, there's going to be a Mountain Heart reunion, the Steel Drivers, Sister Sadie, the Poe Ramblin' Boys, and even Pure Prairie League. Learn more at samjambluegrass.com. Southern Legacy is also appearing at a new festival in Huber Heights, Ohio, September 12th and 13th. It's Walnut Hills Farm Bluegrass Festival in Huber Heights. Folks can learn more at walnuthillsfarm.org. That's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure it's always exciting to play a brand new festival as well.
Well, of course, we're really looking forward to that. You never know what to expect if there's going to be 10 people or 10,000 people. You know how that goes. So we're really looking forward to it. And that's beautiful country up there too, So that's not too far from you, I don't think, is it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Wow.
It's a beautiful property where they're going to be holding that festival, and I'll be master of ceremonies at SamJam and Walnut Hills Farm both. So looking forward to seeing you twice in the coming weeks. I
Yeah,
know
man.
folks are really excited to have new music out from Southern Legacy. This new single just released. We're going to hear it in just a moment. But what's the plan or the calendar looking like for more music and a new debut album for Southern Legacy to drop from Pine Castle Records?
Well, we have just finished tracking an album. We've got the entire album tracked now, and we're hoping to get everything out the last few days, well, over the course of last weekend, actually. Don and I were in doing a lot of singing. So looking forward to hearing all of that and how it pans out. But we've got some really cool songs. We've got a few old songs, we got some new ones, and really trying to stay true to that bluegrass sound. But that doesn't mean every song on here is bluegrass, But we're still going to try to, we're not going to leave bluegrass behind by any means. Bluegrass is going to be our main forte, because that's what we love. That's where we're all at. So definitely definitely looking forward to having that album out as much as everybody else is. So we've been working really hard, and hopefully within the next few months we'll be able to get that thing out.
Hey, and that bluegrass plus ideology fits not only with records you've made in the past, but even from some of your heroes, like our late friend Mr. J.D. Crowe. That was kind of his
Mhm.
mindset and vision as well. So that's par for the course, right?
That's right. That's right. And that's part of actually where our name comes from too. When Don and I came up with that name, a lot of the southern part we came up with just simply because of the New South, because we had uh, played with Crow for so many years, off and on, and just our respect for what he did and for that band, that of course recorded what I consider to be the greatest album in history of bluegrass, 0044. So I mean, we love those guys. We miss Crow daily. And of course, he produced my solo album too. So he was close to my family. But that's kind of our way to, you know, kind of tip our hat towards what he did, and keep on carrying the torch ourselves to a slightly different, but similar direction.
Be sure to see Southern Legacy on the road, and be sure to follow them on all the social media and streaming apparatus, so that way you can keep up with new music. Where can folks go if they want to see your tour schedule and learn more about the band?
Well, we've been trying to have everything on our Southern Legacy Facebook, but you can also now go to southernlegacyband.com.
SouthernLegacyBand.com. Fantastic. Josh, thanks so much for joining us on Real Roots Radio.
Thank you, Daniel.